Hi, everybody. Welcome back to hashtag Ask DLT. I'm Matt Weldon, DLT Director. I'm very happy to be here with you today. You know, we put out that we were going to do this on Twitter and we asked for questions, and we didn't get a lot of questions this week, which is a little bit surprising because I still get a lot of email every day. There are, probably 64,000 claimants, give or take. I'm hoping that you're finding information that you need online at dlt.ri.gov. Through some of our social media accounts, or you're calling into the call center. But please go ahead and ask us questions whenever we put that out there, or anytime really. Send a question to our Twitter handle and we can help you out right away. We want to get you the information that you need to successfully navigate through your unemployment claim. The unemployment system is here to help you, and we want to be helpful. One way we do that is by making sure that you have the information that you need. So we only have a few questions, and I'll get to those in a minute. In the meantime, I just want to talk for a minute about what's going on at DLT with unemployment, what you can expect in the next 30, 60, 90 days. We're talking about work search. We've been talking about that now for a little while. The work search requirement went back into place on May 23rd. Again, this was not a new requirement. Unemployment insurance is a temporary income support program. That means it's there to help you when you had a job and lost it due to no fault of your own. It's temporary. And it's meant to carry you forward and to support you while you look for your next job. During the pandemic, we waived the work search requirement like every other state in the country because it was tough to make you look for a job when the government had shut down large segments of the economy. And because of all the health concerns and everything else that was going on, it was the right thing to do. Now we've reinstated that requirement. Vaccines are available for everybody who is work age in Rhode Island. Our vaccine percentage is over 70%. We're climbing towards the governor's goal at 90%. We're going to get there as a state. It's healthy and safe to return to work, so it's time to go back. The other reason we implemented the work search is because we need to get you reconnected to the economy soon. The federal programs, Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, the federal extensions called PEUC, which is Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation, that is how many of you are collecting and you don't even know it. When you file a regular unemployment claim, that claim can last for up to 26 weeks. In normal times, that's all you get. During the pandemic, the federal government added a bunch of weeks and it's changed. It's gone up with every time the government has passed a new stimulus package. Well, that is about to end. So many of you are collecting on that program. And in September, come September 4th, that program ends, just like the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, which is the program that people that are independent contractors, gig workers, self-employed people, or people that have experienced COVID and been directly impacted. Those people may be on PUA. That program ends on September 4th as well. And the other program that ends in September is the extra $300 a week boost. Remember, that started as a $600 bump. It went away after a while. It came back as a $300 bump in this year in 2021. And that is going to end in September. So when the programs end, and I honestly, from me to you, I don't think they're going to be continued. Half of the states in the country have already decided they're going to end those programs. You have to give notice when you do that. And you'll see this week is the first week, I believe, that states are actually falling off of the programs. That means that people in those states, working families in those states, are left without. Governor McKee and I, as the director of DLT, have said numerous times, Rhode Island is not going to do that for a number of reasons. It would be the wrong thing to do for you as a working member of our state. It's bad for you. It's bad for your family. It's bad for our economy. Quite frankly, the money goes right back into our economy. And with 60,000 people, we're talking almost $20 million that we put into our economy. It's a big deal. We need to make sure that money's available. We need to make sure it helps you and your family get through this difficult time. But it's going to end. And when it does, we need you to have a job. Because come September, if you don't have a job and that program ends, we're going to be having a whole different discussion. And I think that we can prevent that. So you're going to see me be a little bit bullish on this, and we're going to talk about it every chance we get. It's in everyone's best interest to get back to work now. We can get back to work with a good, well-paying career right now. You can go back to work with what I'd call a bridge job right now. Get a job, get back in the economy. And then if you need to look for something else, that's okay. And if you want to do that and get some help from DLT, go to backtoworkri.com. We can get you engaged in job training. We can help you find that career that you've been looking for. There are employers that post job opportunities there. There's a virtual career center where you can work one-on-one with somebody and get the help that you need. You can attend a virtual job fair. There's a lot of services available. All of those services are free. They're designed to help you. We're trying to help. We want to be helpful. We'd like you to take advantage of that opportunity. The other thing that we did is we recently changed the law and we allow people that are collecting unemployment or pandemic unemployment to earn more money and stay connected to the unemployment system. And this week we've reported that over 700 people have been able to qualify for unemployment payments that they wouldn't have qualified before simply because that law changed. And over 4,500 people have been able to keep more of the money that they earned because that's the other thing we changed in the law. We allow you to earn up to 150% of your benefit rate before being disconnected from unemployment. And you can keep up to 50% of your benefit rate, not your pay, your benefit rate, before we start taking dollar for dollar away from your claim. That means that if your benefit rate was $300, the first $150 you earn is yours. We don't touch it at all. After that, we start reducing your claim. The point is, get you re-engaged with the economy, get you back to work, allow you to have the safety net that unemployment provides while you get re-engaged. It's something that we wanted to get to address. We worked with the General Assembly, and under the governor's leadership, we got it done. It is working. We have the data to prove it. We want to see more and more people take advantage of that between now and when those benefits expire in September. Okay, I think it's time to get to the questions. You've heard enough from me. Let's see. The first question. You sent me a letter with someone else's name on it. What do I do with it? Okay. I'd like you to send it back if you could. That would be the best thing to do. Write return to sender on it and drop it back in the mail. If for some reason you opened it, that's okay. You can report that information to us. Go to dlt.ri.gov/fraud. There's information there about how you can contact the state police, or you can tell us what's going on. But if you get it and it's in someone else's name, don't open it. Write return to sender, drop it in a mailbox. We've been dealing with unemployment fraud since the beginning of the pandemic. Before the pandemic, we dealt with more traditional fraud, and that was, working and collecting, things like that. And that often would go like this. Someone would contact us and say, do you know that guy, Matt, with the beard from DLT? Well, he's on unemployment, and I know I can see him working because he's down at the restaurant down the street working. And so I don't know what's going on with that, but you may want to look into it. Well, that traditional kind of fraud, which I would actually call more abuse, has pivoted. And now we're dealing with this thing called imposter fraud. Very difficult to deal with, almost impossible to prevent it entirely. And what states can do is be responsible and do things like we've done here at DLT, which is put in multi-factor authentication. I know you know what that is because you see it on almost every website where you have to enter personal information. And what happens is you have to select, would you like a callback? Would you like a text? And it's just making sure that when you submit info, it'll send something back to you and you confirm who you are. Well, we put that in the front end. And so when you file a claim, you have to go through that so we can verify the person is a real person and not a bot. We tried to prevent some claims from coming in from overseas. We try to prevent claims from coming in if there are multiple people, over a certain number of people maybe, trying to file from a single place. There are tons and tons of things, and I'm not going to share many of them with you because we're not going to let you know all the things that we're looking for, but this happens. It's a difficult situation. Every state's dealing with it. It will be minimized. Do I know if it'll ever go away? I don't. We're going to do the very best we can. We're working with federal and state law enforcement. We're working with the U.S. Department of Labor. We're working with all these agencies to try to find a way to contain this and to prevent money from going out the door. And that means sometimes these claims are going to come in, you're going to get a notice, but don't worry, we're going to freeze it. We're not going to pay it. Okay, so that's a lot about fraud. We've been talking about fraud quite a bit. I don't want people to think we're not taking it seriously. We are absolutely taking it seriously. Our fraud effort now, I think, is one of the best in the country. But of course, it's been built up from a much different program a year ago to what we have today. And every single week, it's gotten better. So again, if you get that piece of mail, write return to sender, drop it in a mailbox, and forget it ever happened. If it has your name on it, make sure you report it to us through the Rhode Island State Police. You can go to our website to get that information. Okay. Last week and this Sunday, both said I would be switched to PUA instead of UI, and that I don't need to contact UI. It said I would have a small delay in payment, but I haven't had any updates and I haven't been paid in 2 weeks. What do I do? Okay. If this happened to you, I know exactly what happened. You answered the questions in your certification and you indicated that you were not looking for work. And then you selected the reason you weren't looking for work is because you had a COVID-related reason, one of the reasons that the federal government approved. And if that happens, then you are not eligible for regular unemployment in Rhode Island. You have to go on to the pandemic unemployment program. And so what we're doing is taking all the people that happen to, and we're working through them and contacting them and making sure they know that they're back in payment status on the other program. And if for one reason or another, there was some confusion, maybe you hit the wrong thing, maybe you think you have a COVID reason, but you actually don't, then we will deal with that, but you'll get paid until such time that we have to deal with it. Most likely you'll be put back on the other program and just continue to collect. There are only like 56 people that happen to. So we're working on it. We set a small delay. About 2 weeks, that's a little longer than I'd like it to be, but you're going to be paid by the end of today, I think, because I have everybody finishing those up right now. Certainly by the weekend, go ahead and certify again on Sunday. But that's exactly why that happened. Okay, third question, and I think it's the last one. Are we able to email our job searches to anyone? The job search form that's online, we're not able to fill out and print. We don't have a home computer. What can we do? Okay, you don't have to use that form. That form is there for you in the event that you want to use it. There's actually a couple different ones for gig workers, for traditional employees. You can use your own form. You can write it on a pad. You can write it in an email. Keep your own file on a phone. It doesn't make a difference. You don't need to submit it to DLT to get your payment. You only need to submit it to DLT if we ask you for it. Now, we are going to be asking people for it every week. And when we do, we're going to say you have 10 days to get that information back to us. And it's going to be through email. So if you prefer to email it and we prefer you to email it, it sounds like it's a perfect arrangement. Go ahead, send it in an email. If it checks out and there's no problem, you won't hear back from us. Just keep requesting your payments every week. Just like that movie that I won't name with the little fish, you know, we say, just keep swimming. That's what we do here at DLT. Just keep swimming. Just keep certifying every Sunday. Even if you think there's a problem, certify. We want to get a record of that payment request. So when we do clean it up, it's easier for us to release that payment to you. It's already on the records. It's ready to go forward. Again, work search. You don't need to send it to us, but we may ask you for it. And if we do, you do need to send it to us. And we will email you to ask you for it. We will also send you a hard copy mail. So if you're going to get something in the mail from us and it looks just like the email you got, don't worry about it. We're just trying to cover our bases. Just get us the information. What if you send the information and it doesn't check out? Because we're going to look into it. What if you say your name is Mickey Mouse and you applied for a job at Disney World? We may say, okay, maybe we might contact Disney World and ask them. If we can't verify it, we'll set you up for a review. What does that mean? It means that we're going to give you a date and a time where we're going to talk to you and say, hey, Mickey Mouse, what happened with this job search? We try to call and it doesn't seem to check out. Can you give us more information? And then we'll call and we'll get a statement from the employer. And in that time, we'll make a decision. And we will either decide that it's okay for you to keep collecting and get paid for that week that you said you were looking for work there, or it's not. And if it's not, we'll give you an appeal remedy. That's called due process rights. You have a right to your benefit and a right to contest any decision made against you. It will be spelled out for you. You will have all the rules in front of you and you'll know what to do. And if you have any questions, you can contact us at 401-415-6772, 6 days a week. You can look online at dlt.ri.gov. You could send a question to #AskDLT the next time that we do it. Okay, I hope that answered your questions. I don't think, I'm going to check one more time. It doesn't look like we have any more. I'd like to get some more next time. Ask me other stuff, whatever you want. I'd like to try to keep it DLT related if possible, but I like to talk. So whatever you want to do, send me what you got and we'll have a conversation. Until then, thank you very much. I'm Matt Weldon. Have a good week.